Yeah, no, we'll just be basic Stan here. Oh, this is new. Oh, wow. Just let me hear it, bro. Oh, dude, these guys are aggressive. Whoa, yo, what's up, Phantom? How you doing, my friend? Sunlight metal, that's cool. Heck, it has been. Here's the rats that we know and love. Oh my. Nice, dude. Nameless King is a fun boss. Crap. I don't know if I can take the weather on this here sword for much longer. Luckily I have one of those little powders in my pocket. Alright, Buster. Stone Ring. I don't remember what that does, dude. Stone Ring. You have a new problem? What's the new problem? Oh yeah, for sure. That's probably one of the hardest bosses in that game. I don't mind if I have a little sip.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
They all end up here. All the ones
I don't like the Demon Prince that much as a DLC fight.
You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
Crazy ladies.
What is your name?
Young Hollow.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing.
Are you sure that's really a hot take?
It's a human effigy.
Because,
Take a
I mean,
closer look.
well, we got Artorias from the Dark Souls 1 DLC, which is my favorite boss in that game. And then we got a lot of... yeah, some may say that. But yeah, and then we got, in Dark Souls 2, the Ivory King was my favorite DLC boss.
For the same reason.
And then
The curse.
3 was Gel, of course.
No different, I should think.
Yeah.
Doesn't stand a chance.
But, though, technically you could say that at least in DLC senses, I think, Those are, well, only Artorias is not technically the final boss of his DLC. That's Manus.
Along to the kingdom.
If we're really talking about final bosses of DLC.
Hold on to your souls.
But Ivory
They're all
King
that keep you from
is the
going
final boss
under.
to his
I'll
DLC.
fool you no longer. You lose your souls.
Yeah.
All of them. Over.
But yeah, so that would be Manus. Which, I mean, you don't have a lot of choices for Dark Souls DLC. But at least when it comes to terms of Dark Souls 2, you have a little bit more options for final bosses. Which still, mine is Ivory King. Then we have Dark Souls 3, which is, by all means of the definition, Sister Fried and Father, I can't remember his name, is the, yeah. That would actually be kind of cool if you had fought alongside Radahn, but I don't know lore-wise how you could fit that in. Then, yeah, Sister Fried and Gale are the final bosses to their own respective DLCs in Dark Souls 3. Then Bloodborne, I've only played through Bloodborne once, and I forgot to do the DLC. And since Bloodborne's kind of like that, it's like Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1, in terms of like when you beat the game, it will just send you back to the beginning of the game. Like you don't get a choice for New Game Plus. Yeah. And then, yeah. Isn't it just nice how... I find it interesting how in Dark Souls 2, they've added new enemies to me doing a New Game Plus playthrough, which is cool, in my opinion. I mean, they're not, like, extremely new, but they just added enemies in areas that weren't there in the first playthrough. Like, when I started the live, I got jumped by those, hollow enemies. But by far, this is my favorite hub world. You cannot sway me on that opinion.
They also dropped their armor sets.
Crap, that's not what I wanted to do. I was looking up things a while back about material farming in this game, but I don't need that right now. I'm just pulling up the live on my phone so I can see your longer comments. Yeah. You know, if let me restart this. If there are plans for another Dark Souls game, but it's not, like, Miyazaki isn't the one directing it, I still wouldn't mind it. Because, you know, we got this game, and this game wasn't really, well, Miyazaki wasn't the director of it, wasn't he? At least the guy at the head of the wheel. Yeah. One set in the painted world by the painter girl. Ugh, why does my mouth fail me sometimes? You know what's interesting, though, about that you said that, Phantom, is that most people like to connect that painted world that one girl made in Ashes of Ariandel to the world of Bloodborne. They like to kind of tie those two worlds together with that little, or at least from what I've seen on lore videos, or theory videos. How did one achieve that? Read message, quite something ahead. Yeah. Dude, I still love this hub world.
Are you the next monarch?
I am.
Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey. Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick. Bearer of the curse, seek misery.
Ooh.
For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls.
Yeah.
You will never meet the king with a soul
But I mean,
so frail and pallid.
I guess you could even say that at least whenever Miyazaki's in control of making stories, all of his worlds are probably going to end up leading to tragedy. Because, like, you know, in, like, Dark Souls, it's... I mean, basically the whole of Dark Souls is, like, the fading of fire. Well, the fading of the Age of Fire. Now, Gwyn tried to stop that from happening, which basically caused stagnation. Like, the natural flow of order, you could say.
Seek those whose names are unutterable. Their souls will serve as beacon once you have found them, so that hope will... Bearer of the curse. Seek souls.
Yeah.
Larger, more powerful souls. Seek them, lest this land...
Level up. How much do I need to level up? Because I'm like 208. Ooh, my. That's quite a lot. I have no Estus
Over the
slash
hill and
shards.
past where a man, but whatever...
Okay. Personally, though, out of all three Dark Souls games, as much as I love Dark Souls 2, this one is the most confusing to navigate, in my personal opinion. Because for the most part, Dark Souls 1... Yeah, it did. But yeah, as I was saying, Dark Souls 1, they did a really good job of connecting the game worlds together and such. What did I achieve here? Oh, that. They did a really good job at connecting the worlds. Same here. It really did leave me wanting more too. But yeah, as I was saying before I got distracted by your comment there, is that Dark Souls 1 had a very good, like, world connectivity about it, which for the most part made it easy to navigate around, unless of course we're really talking about that, like, what's it called, the more of like the catacombs area. That's my least favorite part of the game besides Blighttown, because of how dark it is in there. And the lack of light makes it hard to navigate. Dude, they should have had a DLC for Demon Souls. I still think they could make a DLC for that game. Like, have you heard of, like, a while back, I remember seeing news on, like, at least one YouTuber guy that I watch every once in a while, was talking about this news that Sony might be buying the whole of From Software, and, FromSoft's parent company. Yes, the 7th Arkstone. And if they did that, personally, I hope that they would be more of like, alright guys, it's time for you to... I mean, of course I don't want them to... Sony to destroy creativity if they did purchase From Software and all the other assets they would acquire in that purchase, but I do hope that they would let them make a Demon Souls or a Bloodborne 2, because those are essentially, for the most part, kind of controlled by Sony, and not controlled by From Software wholly. Like, I mean, then yet again, I don't really know the whole story, so it's probably a little bit of lies or misinformation I might be saying, but oh, I missed. Dude, I like this sword, but it is not good for long time attritions like this. Just constantly fighting enemies. Might have to switch up for a minute. It would be cool to fight him. Although, isn't that technically what we do fight in Demon Souls? The false king a lot? Like, oh, what's up? I'm trying to come up with a way to pronunciate your username, or at least an easy way to call you by your username. There, later, whatever. Oh crap, I just got kicked off the ladder. Oh, I get it now. I see what you're talking about, Phantom. Yep, I'm switching my weapon. I can't continue using this thing until it breaks. So we'll just use this sword. Yep. We'll just call you Degree. Make life easy. Yeah, he did found the kingdom, right? In the lore. Old King a lot. You know what, this sword might just be fine for New Game Plus. Though I might not need the ring here. Scourge? Remind me, what's the first Scourge again? Because if you're still talking about Demon Souls lore, then I don't really remember what that is all about. Oh my. The first Beastly Scourge in Demon Souls. That would be interesting. Oh my, hello buddy. Oh dude, that would actually be really cool. I'm telling you, Phantom, you need to head over to From Software. And I just got shot in the booty cheeks. That's nice, buddy. Where is that dude? Let's go. It's got some good range on it. Yeah. Although probably like the only real issue I see with that Phantom is that if you remember how like the old one looks, he's just basically like a long tree branch looking thing or whatever. Like a... You know the worms from Dune? Yeah. You know the worms from Dune? Those weird looking like... Yeah. If you've seen Dune, you probably already know what I'm talking about, but... The old one is basically like that. And for the most part, at least for me personally, I don't like fighting blobby enemies. If you understand what I'm saying.
Buy something, anything. Oh, come now, help an old woman.
That would be interesting, Phantom. Oh my, that is terrible. Oh, sweet, let's go. Crap, dude. We need these things. Or at least, kind of. It's locked. It's a frickin' wooden door. With iron mixed in, but, you know. Like, every now and then there, you have to fight a boss that's an illusion. Kind of like a... sort of... That would be interesting. Hey, buddy. Get down. Okay. Walking with your sword doesn't do much. I forgot how many doors were locked in this area. Or at least the area where it was founded. Oh, wrong timing there. Hey buddy, do you mind if I heal up real fast? Thank you. The animation cooked me. There we go. Enough. Oh, hello there. A race against time. You know, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of having like a little timer on like how quickly I need to do things before I fail. Alright, Mr. Let me heal. He moves at a snail's pace. What's up, buddy? Not today. No backstab animations for even just the elite version of this guy. Come on, buddy, move faster. Hey, what was that ring that we just got? Oh, hello. Oh my, where did these guys come from? They all just appeared. Oh, I don't want to die. Nope, nope, nope. Well, time for running. I don't remember those being explosive. Alright, I want to see that ring. The end of all creation dawns. That sounds pretty cool. Crap. Oh, you wiener man. They're starting to tear out my back from that. Alright, let's see here. Rings are looking worn right there, buddy. Or at least that one. Brother, you had one target and you missed him. You missed him again, dude. Can't make this crap up. The end, it could have your player watch him get hidden away and then see his shadow over Boletaria. Crap. Again, dude, you have one target. Hold up. This sword can last longer than the Ivory King's sword, so we're gonna use the old powder on it. And it's barely a cure-all. This guy is looking angry. Bye-bye, buddy. Fragment of the old one.
Hello there. traveling all alone in these treacherous times? Well, I hope you have a very good reason. Oh, hogwash. Who am I to judge? My name is Pate.
Pate?
My journey hither and thither
Sounds like
was
paint.
sort of
Or
treasure hunt.
you could say rhymes with paint.
Be careful out there. There's talk of unsavory bandits who prey upon travelers like yourself.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care what From Software's next game is, as long as it has cool looking medieval armor. Or at least medieval fantasy armor, I guess you could say. Don't mind. I have once, and to be completely honest, it's not the bosses that are the hardest thing to do for the most part. Besides Flame Lurker. Flame Lurker is not my favorite guy to new game on. Yeah, I also used the Northern Regalia on my main character. And because it's one of the coolest weapons in the game. I don't really care if you could say that it's the most overpowered weapon, but that's weird, but yeah, still wield it. Hey there, buddy. It's locked. I'll show you locked. It's still locked. Yeah, what happened during the Yorm fight? Oh my! I stopped to look at your comment because some of it got cut off on my screen. Now I'm getting stopped. Bless me. Sorry, buddy. You know, probably the most depressing part of this is that I don't think that's enough to level me up. Yep. Probably could get some sweet weapon upgraded, but not me. No, no, no. Maybe this door can open now. Nope. Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna bother. No, Sigurd! You got some life gems. Or more of like glitched out mechanics for you. There, Phantom. What about this key? You really had to open that door so slow. Oh, what's over here? Oh, fantastic. Ouch. Well, a wise man said, running is always a valid option. Can I close this? Nope. Loading in. Absolutely clobbered by Yorm. Short bow. Hey buddy, your shop's open now.
Ah, yes. Now I can get... But first, let me set up.
What if I just sit down over at the bonfire and come back? Yep, all you gotta do is hit 2 buttons. What's up, buddy?
You, stand back. This is dangerous work.
You're just smacking a hammer against iron.
Steady grasp. Just, and you are a man, or not rope bow. You're equipped.
I'll take that.
I'll be around.
Walked into a wall before going out the exit. What a silly guy. Yeah. Which was the last DLC that you finished? Or at least, what order did you complete the DLCs in? Hmm. Yeah, this way. Maybe. Oh, hello there, buddy. Don't mind me, I'm just passing through. Hey. Oh, it's this one that they can't. Wait. Where's supposed to be the one dude? R.I.P. I'm lost now. Oh, that makes sense. I got taken by an eagle. That reminds me of the first Dark Souls game. Kind of a rough landing, don't you think? Human effigy. Dull ember. Dull ember? What does that look like? I want to see it. You moved recently, Phantom? Oh yeah, I might have forgotten. It's been so long. Trying to figure out what that was. Whatever. You hated Oklahoma? Well, I don't know much about Oklahoma, but I can understand why some people might not like the area. Hello there.
What is it?
Oh, aggressive.
I don't know you, and you don't know me.
Yeah?
Things are better that way. You are an odd one. Normally, people keep a safe distance when they see this mask. But you... I'm called Lucatil. From the land of Mira to the far east, across the mountains. They say Drang Lake brims with powerful souls. And so I came to claim my share.
Yeah.
But what a strange place.
Washington.
Even the rumors did not prepare me.
What rumors, lady?
You are an odd one indeed. I've always made a point of avoiding people, while you've made a point of engaging me.
Well, I like spamming X, lady, so just don't hate on me for that.
I will help you.
Probably about
I
King
come
Bendrick.
from Mira, a land of knights. My sword is
Yeah,
always
probably
ready.
Phantom.
Don't hesitate to call upon me. Whatever happens, I won't be missed. You are, well, you...
Alright, whatever. The key. Oh. Oh man. I'm not even tired. Hello. Sorry, pal. And do you remember that there are some dogs up here? I'm no big fan of dogs in this game. I knew that was gonna happen. Hello. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Can't remember what door is just unlocked from the beginning and which one isn't. Gold pine resin. I was hoping if there was something there. Yeah, well then... Get the statue out of the way. Pick him up. I mean, as long as I'm not dying from those explosive barrels, I don't really care. Hello there. Oh, I forgot you had those. Oh my. I can do that too, buddy. Well, at least we stumbled upon a branch of Yor, or however you pronunciate it. So... we don't have to be worrying about that anymore. Or at least for now. Alright, you old statue, get out of the way. finally... Oh crap. I thought that door was at least made out of metal. That would have been nice. Hello? Oh. That saved. It did. I mean, I'm not really surprised because I've seen a lot of like, oh. I've seen a lot of, I'm sorry for the laughter there, I'm just laughing at my death. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos, or at least one YouTube video in particular, where it's like, talking about how, for the most part, Dark Souls is kind of that game that everyone says it either changed their life or saved their life. Because, I don't know, I don't remember really what he said in the video, but I guess you could just say there's just something about being able to overcome a challenge in this game that just helps you feel better about, like, overall life stuff. But yeah, it's awesome that this game in particular, or at least not this game in particular, but this game series helped you out, as it did for the whole other. Family tension. Yeah, that's a tough one right there, my friend. Sucks when people have to go through that. Oh, dude, that felt good. I cannot tell you how good that felt. Where's that other feller? I'm gonna face these guys first. Well, not. Yeah. Man, I wish I knew about this summon sign back in the day, but that sucks, my friend. That is horrible, dude. Oh, that's a life gem, not a freaking... I missed. Yeah. But I mean, if it's more manageable, I guess you could say that you could at least say at least it's easier if you're trying to look on the bright side. Crap, dude. Don't die! And I died. Yeah. Oh, I thought I got a message, but I don't. Yeah, I mean, I totally understand where you're coming from. I like gaming to take my mind off of things. And also, most of the time it is just because games are fun. Yeah, no, screw it. We'll just work with this weapon for now. And he just whacked me. Thanks, buddy. Oh. Yeah. Crap. Let me... What was I gonna do? Oh, yes. Hey, Buster, get back here. Royal Swordsman Helm. Common fruit. You're guiding moonlight. I like that. Oh crap! Yikes! I'm cooked. Never mind. Saving grace. Not gonna lie, dude, this game has like the most healing items. I really do like Alda's speech. Oh crap, dude, I missed again! My guy can't aim for crap. Alright, dodge. Something else entirely. Alright, I need to switch. This weapon's about to break, and I don't have anything to fix it for now, so... We switching it up a little bit. Right, a lie will remain a lie. No matter how exquisite. Woo! Well, honestly, they could have like not done Duke's Dear Freya and put Alda in. At least given them more moves. Booyah. Yeah. Even on in the end, he would have just been more of a night boss, not a night lord. Even though, even still, that would be cool to have him as a night lord. He's just philosophically explaining you the meaning of life before fighting you. That'd be kind of cool. He's just giving you a philosophical conundrum. And then dipping. Oh. Can you even get up there? I will remain alive. Alright, what's up? Nameless soldier. Oh! I forgot about those guys. Yeah. I don't know how that would work balancing wise, but that'd be interesting. Hey. Excuse me. Alright, let's go back to the basic. Yes. Let me tell you. That would be pretty cool. I mean, you know, that could be something that they could do to, like, keep the, at least Night Rain more, like, I can't think of the word right now, but you could probably understand what I'm meaning by what I'm saying. Keep the game alive for longer as well. That's gonna be my just stupid use of words, but, you know, they could, instead of like what they did with the 6 bosses that they've pulled from Dark Souls 2, and Dark Souls 3, they could kind of make, because with at least what they did with those bosses that are night bosses, not night lords, is that they've basically just pulled them straight from the, like, the games they come from, without really changing anything up at all, maybe just slightly buffing their health stats and maybe their damage stats, but not touching them in anywhere else, which using that kind of, like, terminology might sound a little bad taken out of context, but we'll just go with it. But what they could do is that they could at least make, like what they did with the Everdark versions of Night Lords. Remember that, Phantom Knight? Where they took all of the Night Lords that were in the game as of so far, and they just made enhanced versions of them that are just have different movesets, and, well, just more movesets added to their already, like, made movesets, and just improved it, kind of made most of those bosses already in their second phase. But, and what they could do with that is that they could just do essentially that. They just add bosses from the previous Souls games in, like every twice a week or something, you know, just to give them time or something. And they could just put, like, the first week will be a boss from Dark Souls 1, and then when that bi-weekly thing goes by, and then it's the third week, they could put in a boss from Dark Souls 2, And then, you know, the bi-weekly thing passes by, and then they put in a boss from Dark Souls 3, and then it just repeats. Just, I don't know, just something to keep people going back. But after my little rant that might be a little bit, I can't think of the words, just a little floaty or stupid. Let's look at what you were talking about real fast. When he buffs the fire, he could roar, a lie will remain a lie. It could actually echo that. He buffs the fire, yells his line, and then the area goes dark. That would actually be kind of cool. It could make it to where you have to seek fire to find all the... That would be cool. How I'm imagining it is like it goes dark and you have to run around the boss arena looking for that like little spark, and then when you run up there it's just actually Alda, or however you pronunciate his name. And then let's see the last thing. How poetic would that be? That would be poetic as crap, dude. Alright. After viewing that, let's get back. I want to see how long the delay is. Unless I'm a little bit behind. 13 seconds behind, yes. Alright. Oh, hello there, buddy. It's too bad we don't have Warlord up in this live right now. Retelling the curse from Dark Souls 2. Yeah, that would be... Oh! I hate those guys. Stop trying to explode. Wall. My oh my. Do I have to pull this thing again, or... Oh. I really don't remember these beginning areas in Dark Souls 2. The Chandra's... Oh yeah, that would be cool. But just like a bigger area, because we're talking to Chandra's boss area. Isn't she like technically the final boss? And then when they added Scholar of the First Sin edition, they added Alda to the mix. It's kind of like a revision to Dark Souls, just in the tiniest bit. Oh, what's here? Are you sure it's illusionary? Yeah, sure, buddy. Oh, that would... I mean, I can't remember most of her attacks. But if we're being honest, because, like, you know, they had the Death Blight. Not Death Blight, just the Curse. Affection. Status effect. That lowered your health. Which, I mean, I guess they could do that, because they have similar status elements into Elden Ring, but... Thank you, statue, for blocking my way. You wiener. Oh, whatever. We must press on. I already pulled this thing. Alive. Alive. Radiant Life Gem. Mm-hmm. Sorry, buddy. Referring to... Yes, dude. But I mean, at least if we're referencing that, really what he was meaning by light, dark, or something else entirely is more of like in line with like what you as the character will pick. Either continue to leave the world in light, which is it's more like a reference to the Age of Fire, which this could just be complete hogwash that I'm talking about, but and then dark could be more of like the yeah. But yeah, I mean that still could be cool. Have just like a bunch of references to his speech. Because I mean, as cool as it would be to have that speech redone in Night Rain, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. Just him just going, "Young Hollow." I don't remember a whole lot of his speech. Fledgling Hollow, or I'm just remembering bits and pieces from things that he says. No one has made it this far. Just chunks of his dialogue that I can remember. Light was more. Yeah. Light's more of a desire in Night Rain, mainly because you're going through the night. No, hello there, buddy. You shot me in the thigh. That would be pretty cool. That'd be like very atmospheric. And I like that. Because we need more atmosphere in these games. It's not like all the Souls games don't have any good atmosphere. It's just, I want something basically on like the same level of Demon Souls. You know what I'm talking about? There's nothing that quite matches the feeling of playing Demon Souls. Cool. Excuse me, Buster. Oh, and I got myself killed. Yeah, that would be quite cool, Phantom. Oh, hold up. And I almost dropped my paddle. That would have been fantastic. Whew. Ow. I don't know where to go to be like throw ideas at From Software. I'm not sure if there's like a hotline that's just like ideas are welcome here. I mean, if there was, honestly, a lot of people would probably be flocking there. You know what I'm saying? Or at least hardcore Souls fans would be. Or possibly even Armored Core fans. They don't get many games like those often. Alright. I don't want to deal with you or you. Oh. I thought I could weasel my way past. I am just stupid. Forgive me. I guess I need to just meticulously carve my way through the area. No cheap tricks is getting me through here this time. Down we go. Fall down. I really hope his body is at the end of this. Oh, it is. Oh, that is satisfying. Alright, you gotta go back up, buddy. Yeah? Let's hear it. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh. Just die, please. Never mind. Can't just bash my head away at this boss. Elite enemy. As you approach this arena, flashes of the DS2 bridge throne bridge appears. I quite like that idea. There's more intentional references. Alright, I'm tired of fighting these guys. Alright, buddy, you're going down with me. That means you gotta die quickly. I do remember that there's a, kind of like, I don't know if you could really say this is a tie-in to Dark Souls 2, but there's like a, when you're doing Wilder's Remembrance Quest, there's this little, like, not coffin area. What is it? I can't think of the name for where you put a bunch of dead people. Not graveyard. More of like a... Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. It's just my brain isn't really working right now, but as I was saying, there's just like a lot of little things you can go up and read, and then there's like this one little like sign in the center of the room, or at least at the very back of the room, and I can't really remember what it says all the way through, but it's like, in penance or something along those words of the first sin or something like that. And at least probably a lot of people have tied that into Dark Souls 2. And I mean, there's also I think the Raider questline kind of gives a name for the Nameless King, which, if I remember correctly from that YouTube short that I watched like 3 months ago or something, it's like Grin or something. Because Gwyn liked to name his children kind of partially after him, or at least have like a similar sounding name. Because there's Guinevere, and I can't remember the rest of his kids' names, but you get what I mean. There we go. Oh, brother. No! The freaking door is locked. Alright, here. Let me take a look at that. Also, it could explain how... Yeah. That would be... Item? Skeleton. Ah, hello. Listen here, Buster. What's the point of these jail cells, bro? And of course it's locked again. Nope. Can I pull it now? I can. And then I got knocked around again. Oh, you... Dude. You can't go wrong with putting the Modula theme in. That death back there. Stay there, buddy. No! How did he survive? Oh wait, no, he's dead. I was like, man, that guy fell from that far and he still lived? This game's gotta be rigged, dude. Alright, I gotta kill those fellas. Yes, sir. Oh! No. I have a lot less health. Too many times dying to fall damage. Alright, hold up. Let me just use a fancy little effigy. Alright, we're heading to the boss that, from what I remember on my first playthrough, which, I mean, again, really wasn't like the max, it was like 5 months ago now, but this boss, I remember, kind of pissed me off a little bit. Just say no to the guys. And then get blown up in the process. remember. That would be kind of cool. What? Whoa. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. Hold up. I'm pretty sure this lights up the area. So it might be prudent. Do not say... Everything has to be locked in this game. At least you know the security is good in this game. And I'm also just too lazy to find the key. I couldn't be bothered to. I think something crawled in your eye, buddy. For a great Night Lord? Artorias would be my pick. Uh-oh. There's freaking a wizard that's pulled up. Two wizards. One of them cast fireball. Ouch. It's wizard time. Hey, hey, hey. Aw, dadgummit. Or, if you think about it, Phantom, hear me out. Since, you know, basically lore-wise, the Abyss Walkers are kind of more of like, I mean, to put it in like a dumbed-down sense, the Abyss Walkers are more of like fanboys of Artorias. So you could just do Artorias and the Abyss Walkers. Because, I mean, there are 3 people. So you could just have Artorias and 2 Abyss Walkers fighting against your squad or your duo or whatever you want. Crap, I might actually need to stop being a fool and find that key. Because... Hey, buddy. Let me roll outside. How would you do phase 2? Huh. I don't know. I mean, technically, since you are saying that, like, you made this, like, great Night Lord boss title, we could make it so, I mean, at least for one, Artorias is no longer kind of like in his crippled stage. He's in like a peak performance boss fight for at least him, which would be pretty cool. Go down the shaft. And you take the big old sword. The BFS. Dude, that would be cool. Gwyn would be a nice one. Mainly because, I mean, technically, in a sense, they kind of redid his fight in Dark Souls 3 with Soul of Cinder, but basically making that more of like a second stage of the fight. But just a Gwyn with more attacks and isn't easily killed by just parrying him to death. You know what I mean? I need to top off my health. Well, well, well. Oh, I don't like this. Dude, I just need to figure out where items were. I'm quite stupid. Man, if only you weren't able to take damage while pulling levers in this game, maybe things would actually be a little bit easier. And you fall off the edge. Never mind. I'll just have to kill you. See the Four Kings and the DS1 protagonist, or the Chosen Undead, you could say, because every Dark Souls protagonist has a different name, you could say. For real, dude. I don't like that boss. You can't fit in here, buddy. Don't try it. Hold up, let me just... dark damage him. I could have sworn there was a key in here that would... Unless I'm just forgetful. Yeah, whatever. Well, I guess since we do know that there are a few more areas we could check out, we could probably just take a gander over there. Wait, what was that? Erroneous? That would be... Well, I lost some souls. It's not a big problem. Okay, so there's like that path, this path up over here. Not the area that you come out from, but you know, I'm wrong direction. Wrong directions, dude. But where was it then? Or Gel, yeah. Oh no, it was here. For real, dude. Wait, I had a missed opportunity there. Hold up, I do wanna... Life gem.
Have you business with me? The way under's all blocked up, you see, by this god-awful statue. Heavens above. Who thought it a good idea to put it there? Oof, I'm in quite the pickle now. See, that's that. Ah, hey. See that statue? Gives me the willies. You stare at it for long enough, it starts to look alive. It just doesn't seem quite right. There are no craftsmen around these parts. Hey, you don't think a real life person is
Dude,
stone, do you?
not just the moon, what about like basically the solar eclipse, like what they did with the final boss in Dark Souls 3? Not the DLC, just Soul of Cinder.
Statue.
Yeah, alright. This guy is talked all he could say. Yeah. Do you mind just moving a tinge, Missy? Whatever. Oh yeah, there are those guys in there, and I don't like them, so we're gonna close the doors. Unless there's a branch of whatever the heck it is. Oh, hello there. Oh, I do like that idea, Phantom. You know, on, like, other words, or other topics, or whatever you prefer to say, there is a Souls game that isn't, well, Souls-like, that is coming out next year that I'm quite excited for, Phantom. Even though it's not by our favorite people that make Souls games from Software, these guys that are making this game, I have high expectations for, and that's Lords of the Fallen 2. Yeah. Bro knows what I'm talking about, just because I mean, you've probably already watched the one video I posted up on the channel, and that, as well as frickin' some of the posts I've been posting about the game, even though I haven't posted anything about it in a while, because so far we only have the gosh darn reveal trailer, but other than that, we have, like, nothing else in terms of, like, content that we could talk about. All we have is, like, a little breakdown trailer. They did mention that they probably are gonna have, like, some insane looking, like, fatal blows, but other than that, I have, like, no real knowledge about the game other than just that one trailer. I have my utmost amount of faith in it, but I just, there's nothing that I know more than just that one trailer. And I'm excited for it because, again, the first one that came out in 2023, although technically we could say that's a reboot because the original game came out in 2014, but, the reboot that came out in 2023 was pretty... Yeah. A PS3 stream the night it releases. If, like, before its release, yes, I will do that, but the moment that game comes out, I'm probably going to be solely playing that for a long while. But, yeah, as I was saying, yeah, with the Demon Souls. But yeah, as I was saying, is that, like, that game, at least the 2023 version, was a fully seamless co-op game that you can play with a friend, and that's like that was my big selling point for at least me when I bought that game back in 2023, because I love Souls games, and the only thing that makes Souls games better is playing it with friends. So when you have a buddy at your side throughout the whole game, it is just bread on butter fantastic. Oh yeah, I got distracted a little bit there. I'm starting to I'm just gonna sit down at the bonfire and do nothing. Heck yeah, bro. You know what we gotta do? Yes. Alright. After doing that, we can get back to business. Called Uncle Gale. I'll have to look that up. Here, let me just do that now before I forget about it. Alright, I got it. Or at least I think I got it. Alright. It's just fantastic when contraptions don't move. It's like they were built to move, but they decide not to move. I just remembered that I had an Estus shard, but I forgot to upgrade my Estus flask. Where's the lever again? Oh, or is it just a push? Never mind, it is not a push. Man, it's funny how quickly I forgot most of the stuff in this. At least, right there, I'm a foolish person. Broken Thief Sword. Whew. How did people make it? How did people get over there? What? Excuse me, buddy. Let me light this bonfire. Heck yeah, dude, we're brothers from distance! Long distance. Oh! Yeah, just watch me get my butt handed to me by this guy. Heck yeah, brother. Alright, pal, come here. Old Night Helm. I'm actually curious to see what that looks like. Give me a second. I don't think I've... Heck yeah. Oh, I do have one. I'm just... forgetful. Dude, why am I missing so bad? There we go. Oh yeah. This is somewhat important. For what reason I can't remember, but... Oh, it gives you a little bit more space in the boss room. I wonder how bad that would be if you didn't do that. What if we just decided to run past you all? Yeah? I mean, it seemed like, since that is really just more of like a, here, let's make your life easier. Yeah, all of you get cooked up by the fire. Man, this dragon isn't doing a lot of damage to these guys. I could do more. Look. Get better, dragon. I did hear about the David situation, dude. It's kind of... It irks me so bad. I mean, realistically, I only have 2 of his songs that were in my playlist. I mean, they still are. I just haven't removed them, or I'm still contemplating the moral ambiguity of it all. But yeah, dude, it just pisses me off because that guy is a pretty talented artist, and yet he had to freaking go out and be basically every Minecraft YouTuber that there is on this planet, and also freaking, you know, be a murderer as well. Even if in the end they find evidence that he wasn't the one who killed her, I mean, he's still probably guilty in some way. I mean, even though in the end there's a lot of evidence to prove that that guy killed that girl, but that poor little girl. But yeah, it's just, dude, come on. I mean, at least with that situation, it's like, why is it always the kids, dude? doesn't make any sense. It's almost like half the time. Yeah, Fill It and Here With Me were the songs that I have on my playlist that are like the only 2 songs that I ever listened from him. I mean, other than that, like, another thing that really kind of irks me recently is that there's this, like, I think, like, watching videos on this, like, the whole situation, I've gotten, like, YouTube Shorts where it's, like, songs that prove that David did it, or, like, videos that go by a similar title. And there was, like, one that was just showing, yeah, the songs. And then there's a song that was on that freaking short that I was like, dude, this is a good song, but now I feel bad for listening to it just because I like the song. It pisses me off now, because you kind of feel like if you continue listening to those... Yeah, for real, dude. It feels like now if you listen to most of his music, it just kind of feels wrong now. It doesn't feel like as, like, whatever anymore. And that's what irks me the most. I swear, I mean, this is probably gonna be like a really, what's the word for it, not controversial. I can't think of it right now, but... Oh, dude, what's the word? Yeah, dude. And there's all those comments that are basically being like, yeah, no, not in the back of his mind, more of his car, but even though technically that's not right, because Teslas have that stupid thing where their trunks are in the front of the car, not the back of the car, so don't, but dude, it's... Oh, there we go. The word just popped in my mind. Conspiracy theory. I swear, most of the people that, like, get famous fast are probably people that, like, 3 years later are gonna be caught doing something that they shouldn't have been doing. Like, you know, it's either gonna be frickin', of course, you know, the old, oh, dude, I like that armor. I'm sorry, I got distracted quickly. It's probably going to be like, you know, the classic Minecraft YouTuber situation where most of them are PDF files. Yeah, she didn't deserve it, dude. But Celeste definitely didn't deserve what she got. A lot of people failed her. But yeah, as I was saying, like, more of like a conspiracy theory, but most of the people that get famous fast, or at least are famous, are probably people that down the line might end up facing allegations like this. Now, of course, most of them probably aren't gonna be PDF files, but I mean, it seems like it's a common occurrence nowadays. No one's just like caught saying a racial slur or what were like the other things that would make people think differently of like celebrities or online influencers or something back in the day before anything. I mean, still technically PDF file is still the thing that you could say, but I can't think of much besides someone saying something that they shouldn't have, or just being or killing someone, or being, you know, a PDF file. Those are like the big three of making people no longer like you on the face of the earth. At least when you're more of a public figure. You know what I'm saying? But, dude, I don't get it. Because at least for one thing, at least on, like, you know, taking someone out of the, Minecraft server that is Earth, I don't understand why people do that. For real, Phantom. But yeah, like, like at least someone, you know, control alt deleting people off of the Minecraft server. I don't get it. Because I mean, at least if it's like in terms of like, you know, cases where someone, you know, took someone out of the equation, out of just rage, that doesn't, at least for me, that doesn't make a lot of sense, because I'm not, if I ever really, like, the people that, there's like one person that I don't really like, but that person that I don't like the most, I wouldn't even be bothered to kill that guy. I'd just, you know, leave him alone, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a part of that guy's life. So I don't understand why people can't just be like, well, I don't want to deal with this person, so I'm just gonna I'm just gonna leave. It's just it's not worth it. It's more of throwing your life away, and theirs too, if you think about it. But even if you're that horrible of a person and hateful enough to be like, well, they don't have a life anyway, so. But yeah, no, it's dumb. Same with, of course, frickin' being all like, minors? Oh. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, you could probably say like the old, if we're going into, I know, dude. And it's not appearing on the frickin' live. Maybe YouTube doesn't like the fact that you put touch and child together. But Phantom, that statement right there is awesome. I couldn't get the full thing, but I know what was coming. So that is, yeah, that is true. I mean, honestly, at least coming from me, dude, if I'm going for someone that's like, you know, at least for me, it's like, if I want to date someone, the girl's got to be at least my age or older. Anything below me is beneath me. And I don't want it, you know what I'm saying? For real, dude. I mean, I gotta admit, dude, back when, I think, back in 8th through kind of like the beginning year of 9th grade, when I've seen like family photos of me during that time, and I'm like, dude, nothing was going for me in the looks department, to be honest. My cheeks were fuller than they are now, and I'm more of a slimmer jaw person, you could say. I mean, yeah, that's a fair type. It's just, but yeah, no, I mean, that's all I'm saying, dude. Is just you're not going for, like, I mean, probably the most of the people that are going for someone that is a literal child phantom probably are messed up in the head, to be honest, because, I mean, you look like a crackhead back in the day. I can't even describe what I looked like back in the day. Here, let me see if I can, because, like, I mean, for the most part, like, if we're just going through all the school pictures that I've had taken of myself over the years, I think up until 8th grade and 9th grade, I looked absolutely horrible, but at least in just my personal opinion. But, like, other than that, I think 7th grade through, you know, just elementary and such, I look about the same as I do now. Dude, don't even get me started on smiles while I'm trying to talk about something else right now, but because, like, my smile makes me look like I have Bell's palsy, and if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like where half the side of your face, or at least, like, among other things, but half the side of your face is just kind of paralyzed, so you can't really move the muscles on that end. So, like, when you smile, one side of the your mouth moves upwards while the other just stays about the same stays in the same place. So when I smile, that looks about the same thing. I mean, most people would probably say it's a crooked smile, but I say I look like I have Bell's palsy because I think it's funny and it's self-deprecating humor, so I like that. But yeah, as I was saying, for the most part, in, like, if we're going school pictures, I look about the same through... I look like a horror character. Well, you look like a horror character. I mean, hey, if you can creep people out, or at least scare people, you know, there's some perks. But, anyways, as I was saying, is that, like, through elementary through 7th grade, I looked about the same in all my school photos. And then 8th and 9th grade is where I kind of looked bad. And then it went back to normal through sophomore year to junior year to senior year. And yeah, dude, looking at this photo now, yikes. Holy crap. This family photo, it just looks like my brother and my parents are smiling normally, but I look like I'm being held there against my will. I look concerned, because, I mean, you probably don't know. It comes with age. You look better when you get older. But yeah, as I was saying, it's obvious that you probably don't know this about me because, I haven't really shown my face to anyone on YouTube yet, but, I've been told that I have very expressive eyebrows, and it doesn't help me when it comes with taking photos, because, like, one eyebrow, where my right eyebrow, we're kind of just, like, curved downwards, while the other one goes up a little bit, giving me more of, like, kind of like a look of concern when I'm taking a photo. I mean, it's probably different now, but, like, back then, it did make me look like I had, like, concern written all over my face. Yeah. Oof. And to be honest, even though, it's probably during that time where, you know, you're going through puberty, so you're getting, scientifically speaking, you look like a stroke victim. That's a very, interesting way to describe yourself, Phantom. But as I was saying, like, apparently as you're going through puberty, you at least gain a little bit of chunk to you. And I got a little bit chunkier during that time. Which didn't make me look good at all. It wasn't helping my situation. Alright, back to playing the game. But yeah, I don't understand it. I mean, you know, there's that old conspiracy theory where most celebrities, we're going back onto the whole David subject, but like that some celebrities probably, you know, in some semblance of the word, sell their soul out to gain fame. But I mean, probably at the cost of, you know, at least with some of these situations, just like the cost of, like, well, in 5 years, we're gonna put out some allegations against you, and it's just gonna ruin your career, so you will have just 5 years of celebrity bliss, and then after that, we're gonna take it away from you, kind of thing, is what I've seen every once in a while on some, like, where did it all go wrong YouTube channels and such. You know, I just got curious. Is this stronger than... Yeah, no it isn't. But there is fire damage. Yeah. I mean, I'm not really saying this in more of a religious sense, even though, you know, you could probably say that some of those people are more doing, like, I mean, this is something, a suggestion that I've seen on one of the videos about the David situation, that, like, he was, like, doing something that was a part of the occult. So, I mean, more of bad religious stuff. But, you know, the whole... I mean, maybe I might just be dumb here, but I, for the most part, don't really see it that way, but I don't know, I could be wrong and there could be future evidence. It's a betting game that makes people hateful. I could see that in some regards. More of like, because, I mean, sometimes I feel like, with at least in some, like, religious, like, groups, there's, like, even in, like, ones that are, like, for the most part, well, no, not for the most part, that are good, like, at least, because I am religious, it's just, I mean, it's just, why can't I get the words out? It's just, some people, it's just, when you're dealing with people being imperfect and all, and, you know, some are striving to be better, it's just hard that way, just because, you know, there's probably going to be some person that's just going to come along, and even though they're just as imperfect as you are, come up and be like, well, I believe... Yeah, that's really what I was about to really get into. It's just like, well, since I believe that, since I believe in, Jesus Christ, and that I've been baptized and saved, that I am better than you, and you're scum of the earth, and just a little scrape off my boot, you know? Those people are are probably the reasons why some people don't have more aversion to like Christianity or just religion in general. Is people that think themselves high and mighty for believing in a thing that someone else doesn't believe in. I mean, then yet again, you could probably say that about a lot of things, but yeah. I mean, there's probably people that think themselves better than another person just because of their, like, any views on life, etc. stuff. But yeah, for me personally, I'm not like, at least for me, I hate hypocrites, so I try not to be one. And I hope I've done a decent enough job so far in my life, but, you know. Yeah. Which, you know, that is a very good point there, Phantom. I do think that probably the worst thing you can do at the end of your life is when you're looking back on it all and just thinking, wow, I could have done better, or if I had done this instead, or, I don't know. Just, when it, yeah. I personally hope that I am fruitful enough in what I do that when it comes my time to kick the old bucket, that I don't look back on it all and look back on it and feel regretful. Yeah, for sure, Phantom. But yeah. But yeah, still on like the problem of like, you know, Christianity. Ugh. Forgive me for my tongue failing me at times, but for like the, you know, the subject of Christianity and people kind of being more hypocritical. I mean, I feel like something that you're probably gonna probably always face. Because there's just some people that think that what they think is the right way, even though it's just only half of it, you know? Yeah. And that's perfectly fine of you to just not really pick one. I believe in free agency. I mean, obviously we're in the United States of America. That's basically what we are, but like just more in like terms of like, 'cause I mean, sure, America gives you freedoms that other countries won't give you, but I still believe in the truest form of agency, I guess you could say, if there is such a thing. And I hope you do find that, Phantom. I wish you nothing but the best. Oh. I wish these archers missed a little bit more. You know, Returning to the Dark kind of, at least to me, you can believe whatever you believe, but I feel like just like having nothing after your life, to me, I don't know how to describe it, but that just kind of seems bleak to me. I don't know. Like, I mean, because at least for me and my thought process is that if I knew that there was nothing after this life, I feel like I would probably be sitting here most of my days just thinking, then what's the point? Because I like I can't really think of more words to describe what I'm thinking. Oh, just I kind of thought you were thinking just nothing happens after you die. But I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know what you're imagining of like just a darker version of heaven would be like. But yeah, I mean, that's my statement about, like, nothing after death. And, like, me just sitting there and questioning what's the point in life then. That's still something I would say if there were people that thought that way. Not really just kind of discrediting what they believe, but, you know. Not cold, not hot. I mean, I don't know about that, but I mean, just basically an infinite plane. Mm-hmm. It still does have that scimitar. I just walked back into the same area that I was before. Oh, there's a dog. Well, Mr. Doggo. It's the lady.
I thought that might be you. You haven't changed a bit, have you? The longer I am here, the more madness I discover. A wretched place indeed, but not without traces of its former glory. What could have caused such degradation?
Have you seen the news on the tarnished edition of Elden Ring recently, Phantom?
Ah, yes. I have not thanked you for humoring me the other day.
The other day?
This is for you. Of course, I've no idea what it is.
It's a human effigy, of course, lady.
Our land of Mirror is surrounded by enemies and constantly at war.
You haven't?
Only one way up in Mirror.
Yeah.
Join the Order and prove yourself in battle.
Well, not recently now, but a while ago, when, you know, the Nintendo Switch 2 was coming out, From Software announced that they were making a tarnished edition version that would be going on to the Switch 2, so that, like, people that own the Switch 2 can play Elden Ring on their Switch. But, and that also came with, like, a little bit of new content. Like, I think there was customization for Torrent, like, maybe just 2 different things that you can have put on for Torrent. 3 new armor sets and weapons. Like, this... I know, Phantom, Switch 2 ain't running it. But yeah, like, armor sets that were references to Dark Souls. Like, this lady's armor set is one of the armors that's being added to that Tarnished edition. As well, alongside with that is the Hollow Slayer Greatsword. And then 2 other armors that are kind of more of, like, I would personally say, like, reference to Henri and Horus from Dark Souls 3. And then weapons to go along with that. But so far, for sure, Phantom, the Switch 2 ain't running that. It's barely, like, good enough to be, like, PlayStation 4 standards. Even though I don't really know the specs on the Switch 2, because I don't care, because I hate Nintendo. Watch the stream get cut out instantly because Nintendo heard that and they're gonna sue me to death, even though I'm only a small content creator. That doesn't even, like... That is, like, pretty poor, to be honest. Turn the Switch 2 into a little explosive. But yeah, and I mean, I think with that Tarnished edition, they also planned on, you know, releasing it to other consoles, because that'd be kind of dumb if they were just like, here's Switch 2, here's some nice free content for you guys that you guys gonna get, and we're just gonna say screw you guys to all the other console players and PC players. But so far, from what I've heard, like, you're right about it not running on the Switch 2, because I think a while back they did like a demo test or something on the Switch 2 with Elden Ring, and I don't think they even got like 30 frame rates while playing the game. Yes, they did, in fact. Remember hearing about Duskbloods? I mean, it's not coming out this year, but it's coming out next year. And to this day, I'm still a little bit irked about it. A little bit peeved. I mean, I've kind of resigned myself because even though, to be completely honest, if it was going on consoles, I probably, and PC as well, because we don't want to forget about our boys over at PC, but if, yeah, for real, dude, I hate Nintendo, but, crap, what was I saying, like, I probably would have bought it if it was going on to consoles as well. Even though, for the most part, the concept of it sounds a little bit shaky, because it's basically like Night Rain, but not only that, there's also PvP elements in there as well. And it's also an extraction. Not shooter, but... He did? Well, thank goodness. Get that guy out of here, dude. Alright, Buster. Crap, I missed. I missed again! How many times will I miss before I succeed? Oh no, I better give up now before my equipment is cooked. And an OG, a Nintendo employee stepped up. Let's go. Uh-oh, what was that noise? Yeah, break the freaking carts for me. Make it so I don't have to do all the work. Come on now. Oh. Do I have any of those freaking nice little... Please. I don't. And I'm dead. Fantastic. For real, dude. Doug is out of the picture, dude. I mean, to be completely honest, I don't see a lot of Nintendo news, and unless it's like Nintendo slander of them just kind of bashing on the company for stupid decisions. Like Mario Kart World, most of the people that are not Nintendo fanboys are kind of just, you know, saying this game isn't good because it isn't. Thank you. Alright, we're gonna get in a more favorable position. You can sleep there, buddy. Oh, your friend just kicked the table from out from under you, dude. Alright, here we go. Let's go, dude. I have not. Hello? Hey, buddy. You on the other side, could you be so kind to open this door for me? I mean, it's not that hard. You gotta just drop the L and take 5 steps over here. Oh, never mind. Just got shot in the back, dude. Just wait for the dead guy and the dog to come up. Or just the dead guy. A turn-based RPG that became a glorified dating sim. I mean, I've seen the Persona games, and I do know that they're more of like, they are kind of like anime-style games, so I'm not surprised by that, but... And I mean, personally, another thing here is that I'm not the biggest fan of most turn-based games. It's just like, I guess it's just not really for me, but... People talk about the story and the characters being great, but that's a load of crap. It's all about fate. Your fate was sealed the moment you were born, yeah. I tried closing the door, but the wall was broken. Just let me heal! Never mind. Whew. We got Little Nightmares 3 coming out this Friday. I'm basically like a walking ad for most video games. If they got me hyping up Fate this, Fate that, I don't give a crap. It's just glorified high school dating. High school dating, I don't know that. I never experienced it because throughout my whole high school career, I dated no one. Which, I mean, is no big surprise, but... Yet again, I like to make fun of myself. It's made by Atlas. I don't know that gaming studio, so I don't know why that's bad. So behind the OG developers behind Demon Souls, dude. They just they need to get back on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, sure, they're probably not a part of the main, like, development studio anymore, but they could make a Souls game. I mean, Souls-like. No one's stopping them. There's no, Dude, this guy's just shaking his shield and healing me. But yeah, they could make a Souls-like that has, like, that's basically like Demon Souls in atmosphere. Like, I don't ask for much. Oh, hello, fellers. How was the nap? What task did he complete? I mean, other than making my life easier. Yeah, they're wasting their talent, dude. For real. I mean, it doesn't even have to be, like, the same name. As long as it's, like, Atlas Studios presents some sort of, like, Souls-like game, I'm probably gonna buy it then. Not gonna lie, these enemies right here kind of look like the beginning design of like a Demogorgon. Excuse me, buddy. Bad doggy. Yeah, come a little bit closer, I'll show you something. Oh. Oh, there's two of you. Well then, if you don't mind me just seeing myself out. Yep. Oh, come on! I don't even get a chance to close the door on these people. Alright. Oh. For real, dude. I mean, it's, you know, it's like kind of in a similar sense of like, you know, the, what's it? Crap, the Shadow of Mordor games. And the Nemesis system. Like, freaking, what's it? Warner Bros. Kind of patented that game mechanic so no one else could really make something similar like that. So, you know, that whole kind of like style of how you can make a game is basically locked. Until, I don't know, something happens or Warner Bros. Actually makes another game with that system in use. I was hoping that arrow would kill him. Yeah. I just wanted the item, I didn't want to touch the pool of blood. Well, there we go. Ring-a-ding-ding. You know, for a second, I thought there was a cutscene. Holy cow, that guy can shoot far. I thought there was a cutscene for this ship moving up over to the dock. I'll just use one of these bad boys. Oh, so you can break down walls in the other area, but you can't here. Dude, that's terrible. Wait. Shadow dagger. Alright, drop down. We're gonna kick that bridge down and then we'll be on our way. On our merry way. I'm tired of fighting these fellas. You know what's... I don't know why, but I'm drawing this comparison up. You know how in, like... So, in Dark Souls 2, everyone had an issue with, like, the amount of enemies that are in this game? or at least enemy placement. And people didn't like it because of that. Well, Lords of the Fallen, the game that came out in 2023, had a similar issue. They had a lot of enemies in their area as well, or at least placed in parts of the map as well. And, I mean, at least what they did to solve their problems, that was, they just basically made it so they removed most of the enemies. I mean, in the end, they kind of did do, like, game modifiers where it basically added it back to the original state of the game, but, but even still, I mean, Dark Souls 2 kind of does have more of, like, a get good solution to the the overcrowding enemies problem, which is, like, I think if you kill a certain enemy, the same enemy, like 10, 15 times or something, they just no longer appear in the area unless you reset the area. So, I mean, pick your poison, I guess. I really don't have anything else to say after that statement on the topic. Oh, dude. Face me down, beast. Why do I have to miss at the most important amount of times? Throwing knife. Hey, I'm not finished with you. My, oh my. Well, I guess I have to switch weapons. Hold up, I did see that we got gauntlets. Oh, those look cool. I like those. But after that slight distraction, let's grab that and this. Alright. Crap, you made me miss. Easy peasy. Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to at least... I wanted to grab the chest, but I got excited by the little art piece on the floor. Nah, whatever. We'll set sail. That elevator looked unsafe for 3 seconds. Same here, buddy. We both have the simple minds. See Souls game, buy Souls game, play Souls game. Happy that you got to play Souls game. Oh. Soul of a Proud Knight. Sometimes I feel like my eyes are playing tricks on me when I'm... Yes, we are simpletons. But yeah, as I was saying, sometimes I swear my eyes are playing tricks on me. Especially when I'm tired, because I keep thinking that there's like a spider on the right side of my wall. But when I take a look, there's nothing. Oh. For now, I think we'll just stick with the Ivory King sword. 'Cause I'm feeling lazy. Ah, hello. Oh, dang. We are simple. And that's all you gotta be. When you're just a simple person, don't worry about a lot of things. Oh! Lisa! Don't beat me! Yeah, there you go, shoot. I feel like those explosions are quite comical at times. Oh my days, brother. Hey, don't roll that down here. I swear, those explosions... they might be annoying at times, but I feel like it's just peak comedy. I think, therefore I am. Alright. Hey buddy, you're not invited to my birthday party, so I'm just gonna close the door on you. Brother. Okay, then there's nothing. Yeah, I swear there's gotta be like some sort of item. Oh, and this leads to death. Come on, please. There's gotta be a key or something. Oh. I find it interesting that Um, I feel like this might be the first Souls game that I can remember where you could still summon in the NPC, or, I mean, this could actually be a real person, but the Belfry Gargoyles. Oh, thank you, dude. I would have never remembered that if you weren't here. I'd have been like, where's that key? I mean, honestly, the answer probably could have been staring at me and just like right in the face, and I still probably wouldn't have realized it. You are the dude. All right, let's. Watch out! That guy explodes. We're gonna travel back to the fire, to, the old Majula. Oh, do you remember that? And I was just like, oh, that's nice, and just continued on.
Here, to see light, however.
Yes. Upgrade my Estus flask. I pray to you. Alright, you know what? No, I think I have enough souls that I could probably squeeze out 400. That's probably what I need. Use 2. 3, no. Yep, there we go. Right on the money. I have a key. It's kind of cool that at least your HP goes up a little bit with endurance, or really... Oh. Your HP goes up a little bit with any stat that you put it in. That's quite nice. I'm just gonna be testing out all my little... I'll throw it into endurance. You do? I'm not even really sure what all the swords of the monarchs are in Dark Souls 2. Okay. You told me the answer was staring right in my face, so... Let's go grab that answer. Dead again. I think I remember where we go. Alright. Hold on. Fume Knight. And the Ivory King. I mean, technically, if you... I'm gonna be technical here. Fume Knight has 2 swords, not 1. Yes, let's go up to the... Oh yeah, so... we've been here. Yeah, that's cool. Get out of my way, buddy. Yeah. I wish his, like, longsword had, like, some sort of abilities, kind of the similar thing with, his greatsword. I don't know what they did with his greatsword in this game, but they didn't do much in Dark Souls 3, I'll tell you that. Oh, come on. I mean, so far my personal favorite's been the Ivory King's sword. That next to Sir Alon's sword. I thought that was a button I could press. He is. I fought him a few times before going live and then switching over to New Game Plus. And I mean, this might be a little bit of a hot take, but he is a hard boss in the sense of how much damage he dishes out, but other than that, his moves aren't that difficult because most of his attacks are kind of slow. And I wouldn't mind a updated version of him, but no, I don't know if we'll ever see that. I mean, the only place we'll see it is possibly in Night Rain, but so far they've only done really 6 bosses from the Souls trilogy, but all those bosses were just kind of copy and pasted over here onto the other game, so they're not like upgraded versions. Although maybe updated visuals for some of them. You know what would also be funny? If at least if they did bring back Fume Knight, do you know how, like, hold up, let me find the helmet. You know how if you wear this armor set into Fume Knight's boss arena, the Vastati or whatever, how do you pronunciate it? I'm terrible at pronouncing most of these boss names. At least for more of the interesting one, but it'd be funny if they brought this armor set. Yeah. It'd be funny if they brought this armor set into Night Rain as well for one of the characters. So that, like, if they wore that and they got freaking Fume Knight as either, like, as a night boss, or, you know, like what you were saying with, like, reimagined, Dark Souls bosses as Night Lords. It'd be funny if it was just like, well, I guess you're gonna be fighting this guy in Phase 2 now. Because, I mean, I think that'd at least be funnier if it was more of like the Night Boss thing, because it is just a random draw of the card that you might get him. And we're back at the beginning again. Fantastic. But open that door faster. Yeah, I mean, at least on, like, the whole subject of Nameless King, he was only, I feel like it's just easier to kill most of the bosses that you would consider hard in the other games, in their respective games, like, you know, Nameless King, because it's no longer a 1v1, and I mean, if you had summoned in a friend that would have at least boosted his stats up a little bit more, it's a 3v1 now is the whole system. And I mean, I'm sure they've probably buffed up his stats, but even then, with all of that being said, I mean, depending on how good your gear is when the night comes and you have to fight him, because there's been times where I've been playing with, like, at least one friend and then just one random, and it just, would still end up not going our way. But if you have at least the right setup at the end by the time you are fighting him, then he is an easy boss to fight. Because, like I said, for at least the bosses that they've done in Night Rain, they've really just kind of more like copied and pasted them into the game. They haven't really done anything else other than maybe some visual tune-ups. Yeah, dude, the Abyss Watchers set is a pretty cool set in that game. But yeah, that's really what I'm saying, is they haven't really done anything to the bosses to make them harder, which, I mean, I guess you could say is fair, because for the most part, it would be kind of terrible to have extremely hard bosses for your night bosses, and then also face the Night Lord, which is like the main challenge. But, I mean, I don't know. Because if you really think about it, for at least the Night Lords, because those are like essentially the bosses, every other boss is more of like a optional boss, unless you're talking about the night bosses. But every boss run back for that game is about 40 minutes long, which by far is the longest in a Souls game. I mean, it's still fun, but I mean, I haven't played it in a long while. The only reason why I ever play Night Rain anymore at this point is if a friend is like, hey, we should play this. I'll be like, alright, that's fine with me. Yeah, I would love to see some bosses from Demon Souls and Bloodborne, but I mean, I guess maybe Bloodborne wouldn't fit, but it still would be kind of cool to see. But I feel like with at least bosses that are from at least Demon Souls, Bloodborne, and, you know, we're gonna throw Sekiro in there as well, those are kind of harder because I'm pretty sure for the most part those IPs are also in part owned by, so like Sekiro is, I think, in part owned by Activision, and I'm pretty sure both Demon Souls and Bloodborne are also kind of in partly owned by Sony, so yeah, I did know that Sekiro got an anime. I don't know that it's if it's out yet or not, but I am aware that it did get an anime. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that, like, at least in terms of Demon Souls and Bloodborne, and like I said, how are they gonna do my boy Al? I have no idea. But yeah, back to the subject at hand. With all those three games that I mentioned being kind of more of like in partly owned by Activision and Sony, I feel that they might have a harder time with putting at least like the bosses in the game. They could probably do references to the games, but I don't really think they could put bosses in. I mean, that's just me assuming. I don't know if it's if that's really true or not, but or how it would actually work out in the end, but that's just more of like based on assumptions and, you know, the obvious fact that they never put in a Demon Souls boss or a Bloodborne boss, even though, like I said before, realistically only really Demon Souls bosses would actually fit in Night Rain, not Bloodborne or Sekiro for that matter. But let's see. I mean, also, I guess you could say that would be minorly difficult to do as well, because for the most part, if you're going off of game models for bosses for Demon Souls, they have either the original version of the game, which is like what it came out well, it came out in 2009 or something. So that game is almost within the terms of like what? It's pretty close to being 2 decades old now. Probably just give or take a few years, because it's 2025, so probably no, I'm gonna do some math. It's probably either like 2029 or 2020, or no, 2030. Yeah. I wouldn't really be able to say anything about 2009 because, you know, I was, what, 2009, that was 2 years old at the time, so I was rather not aware of myself at that time. Or at least aware. But yeah, it's like, what? Yeah, probably 2029 is when it would be 2 decades old, but yeah. But yeah, that's... You were close to being alive. But yeah, then... And with, like, at least the game models being that old, it probably would be harder to... like... turn them into an art style that is within Elden Ring's... Oh, that's cool. But, yeah, as I was saying before, I was distracted, or at least turned off the subject for a second. The game models for Demon Souls have basically 2 different styles. There's the 2009 version, the original release, and then there's the 2020 remastered models, which wouldn't work at all in the kind of like, you know, the art direction of Elden Ring. And I would also still say the same thing for the 2009 models. So, I mean, there's that issue that they would probably have to figure out, which is probably just essentially making models to go over the like attack patterns they have created for the bosses. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna really pretend like I know a whole lot about game development, because I don't. I'm more of just like extrapolating on what I assume there would be. And like, at least the processes that they probably would have to run through. Alright. Dang. I swear those black powder... Oof. But I used a life gem. Yep, for sure. Although, then yet again, I wouldn't mind it if I took matters into my own hands and basically made more of like a fan version of what a Demon Souls game would look like. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a Thanos moment where it's like, fine, I'll do it myself. Yeah. This guy gets it. And you're dead. Twinkling Titan. I needed those. A large club. Yeah. Even though, as cool as that would be, like I've thought of this before in the past when you've brought this up. Oh. Hello. Is that Pursuer would be a pretty cool thing to have in DBD, even though then yet again they do have the Knight in Dead by Daylight. And also they've never really done a crossover with they've never done a crossover with Souls games, or for that matter of fact, anything that isn't they've done crossover with animes before, I know that, but it's probably one of those things that we'll never see. He doesn't want us touching the bells. There's a lot of these dead guys here. Alright, well I found where the golem is, or whatever. Gargoyle. Die, you little bell keeper, fella. Tiny man. I'm gonna touch the bell anyway. Well, it's a rusted coin, but I'll take it. Money is still money. You just stand there in that corner for a second. Let me see if I can... Oh, come on. Always gotta be when I need a repair kit. But I can't find a repair kit. Rusted coin. Alright, I'm gonna say, no, screw it. I think so, because isn't it is it the no, not pilfered coins. Isn't the rusted coin that thing that you use in Demon Souls to get the Penetrator armor set? Or at least that's what you use them for in the remake. You know, no, this boss isn't hard enough. I think I'll be fine without the pretty overpowered. Oh yeah. You know, if you think about it, Dark Souls 2 really kind of just copied a few boss fights from the first one. I mean, there's no real, like, there's no big issue in that, but I mean, he really did kind of just copy some bosses. This one is a little different to the Belfry, or whatever they were called in Dark Souls 1, but the gargoyles in Dark Souls 1, with that one bell tower. But, I mean, it's still kind of like a similar thing where it's like arena. You're on a rooftop fighting a gargoyle, but there was only 2 of them. Yes. Oh my days, dude. But there's a lot more on this one, on this fight. Well, I guess you could say I can switch back to the other weapon, because there we go. Whew. I know, dude. It's a little bit overwhelming, don't you think? Or at least overkill. Alright, I think I'm just gonna be lazy because I don't like this boss fight that much. And I am aware that they did make a summon guide that you can summon in. So we're gonna get this guy with the... Yeah, get down, buddy. I got some Spice of a Skeptic. Alright. Skip over these fellers. And go in. Yeah? Isn't she like the scorpion looking lady? Oh no. Alright, we're fine. Gotta back up a little bit because there's 2 of them. There we go, now we switch back to the other weapon because that one is not close to being broken. Alright. Oh, alright, Phantom. I think I'm gonna end off the live right there. I'm getting tired. So I'll see you whenever I decide to do another live again. Hopefully, this time around, I'll make it a lot sooner than it was between this live and then when was my last live that I did. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. I mean, not a lot of time between those two, but I mean, I lived a little bit more often, like, a year ago, so, or at least 5 months ago, so, but I'll try to do one here sooner. Very soon. But later. Thank you all for coming by who have stopped by. And of course, Phantom, you are the one that remained the longest. Thank you the most. And whoever else.